Wizards, I got a new bit of gear that Agilite just released like yesterday, and this one's very interesting because it can look kind of small and insignificant compared to all the other gear, but really in terms of practical usefulness and functionality, it's far more valuable than just about everything else. Oh, let me take a moment because I'm horrible at reminding you guys about this, but you can also use discount code TLDco on anything I'm showing you today with this Battleshell, plus anything over on the Agilite page. So I think that will be pretty much everything I'm showing you today you can save a little bit of money on. All right, but that little powerhouse we'll be getting our first look at today is the all-new Agilite Battleshell. Agilite actually teased this Battleshell a little bit over at SHOT Show, and I've seen a couple iterative changes from that original prototype that we saw, so we're gonna go over all that. Now, when we start to talk about tactical teams or even more serious prepared civilians, we have to start thinking about data and data sharing, because that's how you really transform and control the battlefield. So I'm curious to see how this Battleshell does in kind of forming a next-gen solution for people. And for me, I'm just tired of putting my phone in my pocket at the range, so I'm pretty excited about it. But we'll get into it. But first, let's give some sponsor love. Today's video is sponsored by Fatboy Tripods. When you're out in the world, you can't pick your terrain, and the Fatboy Elevate head allows you to loosen and lift quickly to get a stable platform, along with the Levitate head to allow you to position and engage with just a flick of a wrist. Fatboy Tripods are just mastering accuracy. You know, look at this, literally anywhere. I use Fatboy Tripods all the time, like with the camera you're seeing right now, I'm using one, and I use them on the range all the time because they're already with me, and I can just switch them out to Picatinny or ARC adapters. They're just fantastic. So if you want to pick up one of these, make sure to use discount code TLDco over on the Fatboy website to save an absolute ton. The guys over at Fatboy are just awesome people too, and that leads me into my biases because I absolutely love the people at Agilite. So I'm probably biased as hell because the whole TLD team loves getting to meet up with Agilite at shows and see all the new gear they're cooking up. Plus, they're the kind of people that I want to be with at the end when we're all successful and hanging out together. So that says a lot. Now, I am super biased, but it's also thanks to our Patreon supporters that we can say and do whatever we want. Like, I'm going to tell you some cons about this if I can find some, but I don't have to. I could say it's garbage, and it's thanks to them that we can do that. So please consider becoming a Patreon supporter if you like our more unfiltered style. And then there's the other big one of don't take anything I say or any other YouTuber says as gospel. We're all biased in some way. And if someone is telling you they're not biased, they're probably selling you something. Remember that. Do your own research so you can be the most educated consumer possible. Now, I do think this Battleshell is cool. And yes, I promise I'm going to show it to you in just a second. But we have to answer this large kind of looming question, the big one here of, why would you want your phone on your gear? As I mentioned, knowledge is power and data is king. So if you're able to connect up and communicate with your team or hell, anyone, your level of effectiveness is going to skyrocket. Military teams already use the hell out of ATAC, but there's also a civilian version that allows you to communicate with teammates, mark areas of emergency, and draw up movement and rendezvous locations. It's really smart in what you can do with it, but you could tell the actual app was designed by either an army grunt or just some college engineer, because actually using it and like trying to navigate it is ungodly bad. You'll see, like go download it, you're gonna see. Most of the menu buttons make no sense or the icons are not intuitive at all. It's just a total disaster. So hopefully they hire somebody with some user interface experience and fix that mess, because it is really good when you actually figure out what dumb they're trying to make you do. But now I'm way off topic. Even as a prepared citizen, something like ATAC is incredibly useful for emergency preparedness, like you can tell where everybody's at and coordinate and still communicate, or even near peer adversary kind of command and control. You could do some cool stuff with that too. So since you already have a phone, it makes sense to use it with their gear and not just try to find a random pocket or dump pouch to throw it in like I do. Now, you've seen me use other devices like the Juggernaut and the SNS on some other loadouts. The Juggernaut is basically proprietary garbage, and I have to keep this singular phone around because it's the only case I have that even works. It's very stupid, and I can't lose this phone at all. The SNS is at least better and a ton cheaper. This one doesn't have the stupid case, and instead you can use the case you already have, oh gasp, and connect it into pretty much any size phone. But both of these have the screens that are facing your chest, meaning you could, in theory, bump a button and light up your whole body at night. Plus, the cameras are often emitting IR at random intervals that can give away your position also. So while those two are cool guy, I guess, we have seen a pretty heavy shift in military and law enforcement to more enclosed EUD styles. Now, EUD is just a fancy name. It's end user device. It's a fancy name for a cell phone, just because there's nothing cool about saying my Samsung 31. Plus, on a range day, when I use the SNS mount with all the dust and everything, my phone gets to be the most gross and disgusting mess. Plus, I don't want to have my phone just warbling around in my dump pouch all day. But now you at least see why you would want to have a phone with you, like why you want to use it on your gear. I mean, you probably already have it with you. So let's take a look at the Battleshell, break it down, and see if it solves a couple of the problems that the other ones have and what it can do. All right, let's do it. So here's our fresh new Battleshell from Agilite, and it's got a lot of this really cool art on the front. All of this looks really nice and has what seems to be device sizes right along the side of the box. Like you can see if your phone will be too big or too small. Opening this up, we see the new case, and I already noticed the styling differences from the SHOT Show prototype we first saw. There is a nice loop-lined area along the front for patches and markers, along with these indented front areas. I guess we'll see what that's all about on the inside. Along the bottom, it looks like they're guiding me to do something with power. Oh, okay, look, you can place your power cords, oh, I like this, through the bottom directly. Now, I already said I like this, and that's because I've started to run a power pack on all of my gear. When I have like night vision cameras or thermals or just different things I'm powering, I've just learned having a power pack on my kit is super valuable. And when you look at the Juggernaut mounts, like they use some god-awful proprietary cable that's like $300, and that just doesn't make any sense. We want to avoid giving money to that dumb idea at all costs. And with this Battleshell system, you can just use the power cord your phone came with. Wow, simple and inexpensive. Who'd have thought that's what people actually prefer? Flipping this over though, on the rear, it looks like we have a few MOLLE sections and 2 built-in tabs. That's pretty much the same styling that we see on all the other Agilite products. Coming around, I like these zipper pulls because they even look nice. Opening this guy up, let's see what's inside. First, there's a card here that tells us we can adjust to prevent accidental button presses. Let me flip this around to know what the heck it's talking about. Ah, okay, the connector bit comes out so you can move it and not just press your volume up button all day. Now, I noticed on this guy that one side of this is elastic and one side is a little more stationary. So I asked Agilite if there was like a proper orientation that you use this in the Battleshell for, and they were like, yes. The bottom should be the elastic portion so you can just push your phone down and then clip your phone in place without having to remove your phone case or anything. Here again, from a prepared citizen perspective, you can keep your phone mounted wherever you have it, on a plate carrier or a chest rig or whatever, but then easily be able to deploy it by just moving that Velcro around and be able to take pictures or video, I have my phone upside down, and then be able to share it with your team and bring back valuable data. We can also see those 2 indentations from the front work to brace the phone along the rear and help with impact resistance. I'm noticing also, and I'm kind of liking this, there are no openings for our camera, and the whole opening and closing seems to be a far more deliberate action. I do think this is a good bit smarter than some other designs because having it be fully encapsulated means even if you were to bump it and turn it on somehow, you wouldn't have any sort of light leak. Plus, you don't have any of your cameras just flashing IR here and there. You deliberately open the pouch too when you want it, so you know you're in a safe place to actually open everything. You're not worried about people seeing where you're at, and then still be able to reach in and access your phone if you need to use it or take other data or communicate with someone. Now, if you need to have a live feed of what you're doing, well, probably a helmet camera would work better in this situation, but I think this is a better advantage compared to the disadvantage that you get with just light spilling everywhere and people being able to tell where you are. I think that's it though. Oh, we have this area where the card was for storing documents or basic paperwork. Just a simple little addition on the back. I call this one the business card pouch. Like if you're out and about battling and need to hand out some business cards, you can just reach in there and grab those, toss them down to them. Oh, I guess if we're gonna stop and make jokes though, I know what Josh wants. And the answer is yes. If we remove the cell phone clip, we have what I think is the perfect sandwich deploy pouch I've ever seen. Or if you fold it like a tube, you can use the holder in the center for a quick deploy snack. Good Lord, this channel. All right, let's connect it into some gear and see if we run into any issues. Now, hooking this into the top of my K0, you have to admit, this thing looks awesome and I really like this. You can also add in markers or patches, and it's also both high enough and angled enough to allow me to freely remove mags. The S&S can be kind of jammy fun time depending on how your carrier and placard are set up. I also like on the Battleshell how, yeah, it's all enclosed, but I can open it with just one hand, making the difference in accessing my phone on the Battleshell the same times as with the S&S Flipboard. I mean, it's not a texting competition, so I really do think the enclosed design gives you all the pros without any of the cons. Plus, it's just super easy to get this guy, get this sandwich out of here. Plus, it's super easy to get this guy out of here with just one hand if I wanted to use it. Whereas both the other case holders I've shown you, like go on your carrier, are pretty much a pain to get your phone out or reconnect it back in. Now, since it's standard MOLLE on the back, we could also connect it into the pincer placard 2-layer MOLLE to give our chest rig some added functionality and storage. And even in a chest rig setup, I like this because it gives me a place to put my phone. I mean, yeah, it's cool to talk about recon missions and other stupid recce garbage where your friends want to punch you in the face. But in reality, this gives me a place to put my phone and store it that's not just in my pocket, that I can easily access it even when I'm at the range. And since the Battleshell uses basic MOLLE, we could also add it into other placards or other chest rigs to do the exact same thing that we can with the Reaper rig. Like I said though, this guy packs a ton of functionality and just practical real-world application. But I think that's all of it, so let's go into a couple pros and cons, and the first big pro is you have a place to put your phone so you can use it and you can store it. Being a prepared citizen with knowledge of their team and being able to communicate in real time with that team is a game changer from a near-peer adversary perspective. But even for the average Joe, just you and me, it gives you a place to store your phone as you work on drills at the range, but real life is still happening. Yeah, hold on, I know it's my turn. I'm doing today's Wordle. What's a 5-letter word that ends in G-I-C? And I don't know about you guys, but one of the things I hate the most about having my phone, particularly out on the range, is where to put it. Like you put it in your pocket, but with all your belt and all your other goobery stuff, it's almost impossible to get your phone back out when someone's trying to call you, or if you want to use it or use it as a shot timer, just to actually be able to access data. And this is just a ton better. And I'm really excited because my phone's not going in my stupid pocket. I can also ditch my dump pouch because the only thing I was using that for was storing my phone anyway. Now, for the next big pro, and this is kind of crazy, it's designed to stay out of the way. With the high tilted position, the Battleshell does what the other cases do, sure, but the design takes it up a level to synergize with your gear instead of making it all harder to use. Plus, the rear of the Battleshell is just standard MOLLE, so you can throw it on plate carriers like we showed, throw it on chest rigs, just you put on whatever you want, whatever configuration you want. Go crazy with it. I'm trying to think of a con. Is it waterproof? As some people may think that's a con because no, it's not. I mean, I don't think that's a con because I'm not gonna go in a lake with it, but I'm sure it's gonna come up. The zippers are not the waterproof style, and the power slot along the bottom would definitely let water in. That's why this question's kind of silly. But the zippers, case, and hell, your phone are all water resistant. So yeah, it'll work in like rain and sleet. I mean, it'll work a whole lot better than like the S&S and the Juggernaut for sure. Here, we'll just put it in a simple shell for you here. Rain and sleet, yes. Jumping in lakes and pools, no. But I guess everything has to have a con, but really the Battleshell is super nice. I mean, hell, even the packaging is nice. But let's move into it after we've kind of seen it all and talked about it and do my final thoughts and rankings. I really thought the Battleshell was just brilliant all the way around in how it takes a simple concept and explodes it with clever functionality. From quick access and release to charging to protection from the elements, the Battleshell stays in its lane, but just dominates it. For that reason, I placed the Agilite Battleshell in S tier. I think I have some sort of PTSD from using the Juggernaut for all these years, because I would rather just Velcro my phone to my head than ever have to use that thing again. So because of that, I'm pretty excited to use the Battleshell. I just need to get more of these, particularly in black and alpine for some cool stuff that we're working on. So yeah, Agilite, let me know when we get those. Also, as always, we are cooking up some more secret sauce with Agilite for some things they teased over at SHOT Show. So stay tuned for that. But I hope this video on the Agilite Battleshell was useful in your purchasing decisions. I want to say thanks to all of our Patreon supporters and our YouTube members. It's thanks to you guys and your support that we can come out here, see these products, test them out for you, and then come back and tell you like yes or no if it's worth your money. And I want to say thanks to everyone that likes, comments, and subscribes. See, I don't even mess up the end anymore. Let me know what phone case you think could beat this one. If there's another one besides the Juggernaut and the SNS, I want to see, I want to test them out. The SNS is good, but this is just significantly better. But I want to hear from you guys. All right, later everyone.
Yeah, I'll take 2 gabagool sandwiches. Yeah, I know it's a lot of shooting. Gabagool. 2 gabagools.